to What Am I Rolling, a twice-monthly RPG one-shot podcast, hosted by me, Fiona. This is part 2 of our in-name-only one-shot, so make sure you've listened to the first part before continuing on with this episode. To briefly recap, Evelyn, Megan, Issie and Grace have been transported to a mysterious fantasy land where their names determine all their skills, abilities and powers. The old woman who teleported them here informs the party that they are, in fact, the Old Ones, a group of famed adventurers known for their heroic deeds and who can be called upon in times of great need. A demon has been terrorising the local village of Sandpoint, and, according to an ancient prophecy, only the Old Ones could defeat such a terrible evil. If the party is able to defeat the creature, the woman promises to send them back to their homeworld, along with any new magical powers or treasures they have gained along the way. Remember, when players need to make checks, they roll a d20 and add a bonus if they are using one of their talents. If the result is 10 or more, they succeed. There are different check modifiers which alter the circumstances and mechanics of a check. For instance, a difficult check has a DC of 15 to succeed instead of 10, whereas a dangerous check, if failed, will knock a character out of the game for the remainder of the scene. There is also a special check modifier, known as a chaotic check, which comes into play whenever a magic talent is used. If the result of a chaotic check is a prime number, the action is treated as if the goal was something other than what the character intended. The check is still a success or failure as appropriate to the result. You can find out more information about In-Name Only and download a free copy of the rules on the In-Name Only Kickstarter. You can also buy the full version of In-Name Only from the P&P Arcade website. That's www.pnparcade.com. One last thing before we begin. Naturally, there are times in this one-shot where the players, and myself, mostly myself, get the rules wrong or forget something plot-wise. Whilst we always endeavour to stick to the rules wherever possible, at the end of the day, we all make mistakes, and what matters most is that everyone enjoys themselves. And with all that out of the way, let's get back to the adventure. And as you all get there, you hear a voice call out from the side of the road, and it just says, "Drop your weapons! We have you surrounded!" A group of very burly, very dirty-looking men with crossbows pointed at all of you, even at Pearl.
No!
And one guy sort of comes out, and he's clearly the leader of this group, and is like, "You only get one chance. We're going to take your stuff, and then you can fuck off. We'll take that ladybird too."
No, not that.
Never seen anything like that. No.
God damn it.
So, this is what would be like the scene. So you have the challenge of somehow defeating these bandits.
Okay.
So what we're going to do, we're going to go around in order like we have been doing. And you get like an action, which would be either to use a talent or to do something. And depending on how you guys roll, will determine what the bandits do next. So that I will be at the end of the scene. And if something is unresolved, something may happen. Okay. So you are the first to react. I guess it makes sense because you are, even though you didn't spot them, you are quite high up and you can see, you can see these the bandits and stuff. And there's about a good group of them, like maybe 5 or 6, and then this big birdy guy in the centre. All with crossbows pointing at all of you, including quite a few pointed at Pearl.
Oh. So Evelyn feels like she knows this place a bit better from her light flashes, so she's like, can't be entirely unfamiliar to me. And so she slowly sort of peers down at the main dude, and she goes, in an attempt to exercise her village politics, goes, You're not that fishmonger's lad from Sandpoint, are you? I used to do very good business with your father. And then see what he says.
I'd like you to make a heroic check. So that is, like, if you succeed, your fame increases if you do. So the DC is still 10, and you're using village politics, so that'll be a +3.
This is so 10. 16.
There is a moment where the man looks at you and his whole face sort of drops. Megan, what would you like to do?
What does the gaming one actually do?
It's whatever you want it. So, like,
But it doesn't mean I have to, like, have a game of sorts with them.
no. You could be more like, maybe using your gambling skill. This is the thing, it's more of a justification. You say, back in my old gaming days, I've got on well with these sorts of uncommon, but you know what that means?
Okay,
it doesn't mean you have...
I reckon these are uncommon folk. I'm going to go out on a limb here. So I'm going to go off the back. I'm going to, I think, use gaming then and kind of go off the back of what Evelyn said and look at the same guy and just, like, really calmly be like, guys... Don't you recognise us? Like, you knew Evelyn's father really well. We've met so many times. Like, really play on this thing.
Trickster.
Yeah.
Okay, so as you're not using technically any talents,
No.
you straight D20 roll. It is a dangerous check, though.
Oh
So if you
dear.
fail it, you'll be out of the scene.
That's a 9 plus 3, so a 12. Okay.
I'd say you have just had a really bad day. You've
Yeah.
woken up in your old body and things are confusing and stuff, and this fucking pipsqueak is just in the way. So you say this with all the confidence in the world, and again, being thrown off a little bit by Evelyn's sort of recognition, as it were, whether bluff or not. He's sort of, again, taken aback, and he was going for his big sword, and he stops, affronted by someone who's just standing up to him and not doing as they're told.
So I'm going to use law, but in a very odd kind of way. So drawing from that incredible source that has actually turns something that happened in history to to fiction and turning back into reality. Pirates of the Caribbean using parlay. So I say to this man, warriors parlay, you must have worked out that we are fighters of some sort. If you let us go, you have our blessing. That if we meet you on the road and you are in trouble, you'll have support from us.
Interesting. So you're using... Yeah, I guess because you're using your history of knowing about parlays and stuff and trying to apply it to this. Yeah, I'll make you can do a D20 law check for me, please. That's plus 2.
That's 10.
This guy's going to be so confused. We're like, bitch, you know us. And Izzie's just like, parlay.
He's drawing a sword on you.
He's going to it. He's hesitating there, but it's good to know. Grace.
Well, I was initially, because I'm quite a rash person, just going to whip out my arrow. However, I have seen this interaction and noted that the sword on the handle, there is the same crest as on my bow arrow, the griffin thing. So I'm like, I just jump on this hype, the story of like, I won't say flash the griffin, but... I'm sorry.
Oh my god, it just turns out that griffin is actually like that world's equivalent of like made in Taiwan. Family's told you
Made in Griffinport. Okay, so you're not using any of your skills.
I'm not going to, because I don't think I need to right now.
Excellent.
And
Roll,
Izzie's got us covered, I feel, with the parlay.
roll a D20 then for me, please.
Okay.
Ooh, that's a 2.
Oh, Grace, you
So you try to see it's a griffin, but your eyes just start weeping. Yeah, and you're momentarily blind.
You're like, what?
I'm winking, but I'm actually just like,
Yeah, it's such a bright day as well. Maybe the sheen of the sword.
Oh, you're like, ooh,
that's why, yes, I'm not just really emotional. I'm actually quite frightened.
So,
yeah.
you have resolved, I will say, you have resolved the thug. He's taken a moment, is sort of been put off by all of you in a sense, maybe less so Grace, unfortunately.
Aww.
But it still leaves the rest of the bandits. And they're also looking to one another, sort of, and then one of them goes, boss, don't worry, I'll do it, and pushes him out the way. Now,
Pearl.
so 1, 2, 3, 4.
No. That's a dice for all of us.
3. Goes straight for you, Isabel.
Okay, well, it wasn't Pearl, so I'm fine.
I think because you do look the most threatening out of all these men, even with the fucking ladybird up there, you've just gone, no, parlay, and this guy's like, fuck off, so he's going to try and swipe at you. I need you to make a dangerous check for me too, because he's gone to slash at you.
I'm not prepared for this drama.
It's a 6.
this sword has sliced right up you, and the pain, you are suddenly overcome with all these memories. Your tattoos start to feel like they're on fire, and you are just overcome with all these memories. So currently you are incapacitated unless one of you guys does something. I'm going to go around again. So this action has happened. You've seen this random bandit man come and attack your friend Isabel, and for whatever reason they've just not reacted, they've not stopped it in the same way. Evelyn, what would you like to do?
What's the terrain that we're standing on right now?
A road.
It's a road.
It's like green fields and then a country road through the way.
How big is this road?
I'd say it's about 10 feet across because that's how big the pit trap was.
Feasibly, can I get the vegetation on either side of the road involved with my nature skill?
In what way would you like to get involved?
I would like to literally just have whatever it be, like wheat or grass or whatever, just sort of like quickly throw and either sort of like twist around this guy's legs and yank him down. Yeah, I want it to do that.
Excellent. Okay. Make a nature magic check for me, please. So D20 plus 3.
Oh shit, that was a 3.
It's a 6 total. And it was a 3 as well, which is a prime number.
Oh no!
It's my fault. I did forget that. Again, you were sort of really angry that this has just happened. We called for parley, and you try and get the wheat and the vines and or whatever you can on the road to try and tie up. They just go mad. It's almost like the whole field is like waving, but but everyone is suitably freaked out. Like now, this random wind has just sort of come from nowhere. Not tangled up. There's a lot of noise. Like, it's very hard to hear anything over this.
That'd be pretty freaky with a giant ladybird.
What would you like to do?
Okay, at this point, I go, whoa, 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 guys! And I look at the guy that was clearly the leader, and I say, can you please call your men off? I think we're done here, and I'm going to use my mind magic.
Yeah.
So you're just trying to be like, no, we're all friends here.
Yeah, no, I'm just like, whoa, let's calm down.
Yeah.
I think this whole situation's done.
Excellent. Roll a d20 plus 3 for your
Watch
mind
me
magic.
get a 1.
Oh my god, you actually
Holy motherfucking shit, it's a 1!
That's a total.
Which isn't...
It's not a prime. Don't worry. His head explodes.
And the rest of them kill us.
So you sort of go, and it sort of almost echoes round, and sort of tries to repeat in mind. But I think because he's again confused, and distracted, and the noise of the wheat and stuff like that. Unfortunately, as well, you are still overcome until you are back in the scene. You can see this guy in front of you who's just like waiting for you to react in some way, but you completely gone.
I really don't know what to do right now.
So you can try and use something with your talents. You can try and help Isabel out by just saying, I want to bring her back into the scene, and then we describe how you do that. If the scene is still not resolved, we go round again.
In my little pouch with all my treasures and stuff, I do happen to have this world equivalent of steri strips. So just like a casual note.
As you do.
Yeah. And I start like...
Looking at it, the sword doesn't seem to have cut very deep at all, but I think it's the shock, again, of being cut.
My great layers, I'm able to give you one of these wraps, and it doesn't like heal as such, but it soothes like the burning that you're feeling, so you're not as like pranging out. You can like, you are still able to be like rational and reason. It kind of calms you as well, so you're not feeling like the intense.
So do you say anything to Isabel as you're doing? You sort of run up to her and ripping one of your bits of things. Do you say anything to her?
I try. I think I can see obviously that you're in pain, but you can't. Isabel can't really speak at the moment, can she? She's just like,
yeah.
So I just try and kind of calm you by just being like, it's okay, we got this, it's going to be fine. Not in that cool guy voice, but
Yeah.
And I wrap one of my many layers around you.
So what I'm going to need you to do, I need you to make a complicated check for me. Roll your d20 first.
Okay.
You're not using any of your talents, unfortunately. So it's just going to be a straight check. If it's over 10, I need you to roll it again.
Okay.
If that's over 10, you're successful, and bring her back into the scene. So I'd say running up.
I run up to Isabel because in the kind of weird scrap that she's had, or interaction she's had with this rogue guy, she's like kind of slightly away from us and distant, so I run across the other side of the road to
You were quite further back from them.
I was a lot, because my stride is not as good. So I run to Isabel after I've seen all of this going on and comfort her, because I can see that she's in pain, and calm her down and use this blanket.
So you say you run up and then use the emotions magic to help you on that. Great. So roll your d20 to run up. Make sure you actually get that.
Oh gosh, I hope so. I'm
Sorry.
sorry.
For the plus 3.
12 plus 3 is 15.
15. Yep. So you succeed that. Once you run up, you tear off your bits of strips and stuff like that.
Yes.
Now use your calm emotions to see if you can
I'll try.
try it. It'll be plus 3 as well. That's a 5.
2
So
plus
unfortunately, as you go to tie up and you're trying to say these things, but the noise and the images, and you can feel your wound being bound, but unfortunately no.
I'm sorry, Isabel.
We're having an absolute shit show.
We're trying our best. Can we use her? No.
She's got some pea power that I don't know about.
What's P? Are we allowed to know?
I don't think it's going to help you, I've got to be honest. It's potion magic. The bandits are sort of running into you. Some actually run away from the noise.
Good.
From your successful hero check, they're like, the girl with the ladybird! Fuck!
Oh yeah, so I'm famous for that.
Some people are dashing back and trying to get their way through the wheat. You've still got a couple of them left. The big bandit is like, what the fuck? You know, he's realising he's losing control of the situation and he's still thinking about what to do. And you still have this one guy in the middle and he goes to try and attack you again, but he sort of...
Oh my god.
He stops his hand to see that you've not taken to it. He was expecting to going for the strongest and the most powerful one, and it seems done something, so he's not sure. So instead, he's going to go for Megan instead.
Oh, shit.
So Megan, I'd like you to make a dangerous check for me, please.
Okay.
That's just a d20 straight.
19, bitch.
You're trying to concentrate with the mind magic with the big guy, and you just see the bandit sort of turn to you, and you're just like, no. He sort of hands up a little bit, again, unsure what to do. Currently resolved for that, though. Evelyn.
What do I do? Right, so how many have we got left? We've got confused leader dude,
Yep.
fishmonger's son. Got the one that tried to attack Megan and failed. Anyone else?
You've got one or two, but they are sort of confused. Everyone else sort of run away. I think a big band of, I'd say 10 of them have disbanded to be, but more like 4, including the big guy and the one that's attacked Megan and Isabel. Mm-hmm. So you've got 2 left.
I didn't do a great nature roll last time, but I feel that these guys are sufficiently awed by Pearl, so I try and call some of Pearl's mates. So just like...
Okay.
to just like... I don't want them to attack anyone. They're just going to arrive and look menacing, as giant ladybirds frequently do. Pearl's got quite a lot of cousins.
Oh my god.
Cool. Roll a d20 plus 3 for your reach magic.
Come on, Pearl. Oh shit, that was a 2.
Oh, no.
Plus 3 is 5.
So you tried to do the weird throat singing thing again, but the noise of the wheat. It's
going.
Of course it's still going. It's not. You're trying your best now.
Wait, is it the prime numbers thing? Is it the total or the original one you rolled?
It's a total.
Because either way, that's prime. It's 2 or 5.
Ah, thank you for letting me know. You know what? You do call ladybirds.
Oh my god, that's freakier than several large ladybirds.
Actually, you can see it again with your nature magic. You see the reason why the wheat is moving madly is that these tiny little ladybirds are starting to come out.
Oh my god, that's so gross.
But they're sort of like hovering there, not really doing anything.
Just being a nuisance.
Just really irritating.
I'm praying that one of those bandits is real scared of insects.
I think they are.
Megan, shit is going down.
Okay, at this point, I've looked up at you, looked around, noticed the ladybirds, and I'm just like, for fuck's sake, I'm so over this by this point. Mm-hmm. I'm going to... Is weather involved in nature? Or, could I do something with the wind?
Technically, it says in the thing it was a natural plants and animals.
So no. Let's go no, because that ends up too much, doesn't it? Okay. I can either help you. I just can't be asked to go down the mind magic route again.
Yeah, nature.
I don't want to just fucking kill them, though.
No?
I've also been like, don't you fucking dare, to that other guy that was coming at me.
Yeah,
so I've given up on the mind thing. I've been like, no! Looked up and been like, oh! I'm just looking around at the carnage. And at this point, wherever they're all standing, I'm going to try and turn it into quicksand.
Or using your nature magic.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Roll a d20 plus your nature.
5 plus 3. 8.
No,
God.
too much happening, and you can feel the earth start to quiver slightly. But if anything, I'd say the pit trap next to you. I think maybe you're disoriented, so half the pit trap starts falling in on itself, it's revealing. It's just a really big hole.
Fucking idiot bandit.
It's just a big hole.
Can I say something after I realise it hasn't worked?
Yeah.
Okay, I turned to Grace and I was like, just get rid of them!
Fortunately, Isabel's still incapacitated in the scene. Grace.
Well, because I am a very literal person, I don't want to kill them because I'm like, yes, we need to reason with them, but I'm kind of done with this situation. And can I take one of Megan's sassy little sticks? Because
You have nature powers.
I know I can't transform
Yeah, they're
into arrows.
very useless to you.
Then I just have arrows.
Stab them in the eyes.
Yeah.
What I'm gonna do is fire a warning shot. Because I don't want blood on our hands initially.
No, that's fair enough.
But I don't want us to look stupid and me just miss. So am I allowed to ask for advice?
Given that how the scene is going down, it's quite chaotic, so you're just going to have to do it on instinct.
Okay.
So maybe not ask for advice on this particular scenario.
Then I'm just going to fire a warning shot towards the two little plebs who have stuck around stupidly. The two remaining bandits.
The two bandits, not the big bandit dude.
Because I feel like we need to talk to him. But I don't want to kill the two remaining bandits.
Is there anything you say as you shoot?
Boy fuckers. And then they turn around.
Nice. Okay, so I'm going to make you do...
And they turn around. They're stood next to each other, but
it goes between them. Perfect.
Yeah.
So I want you to do a rousing check. If you pass this with your archery, everyone gets a +1 on their next check in the scene.
Oh, yeah.
So it's quite a powerful one. So yeah, roll a d20 plus 3.
18 plus 3.
Yeah.
Finally!
It's almost like that scene in Brave where she just
Yes.
and it sort of goes past, and it shoots between these two, and they were standing quite close together, so it does mar one of their cheeks.
Yes.
And instantly they're like gone.
Yes.
They do not stick around, and you can just see the thug dude going, "Cowards! Cowards!" And he again grabs his sword out, but again is not sure where to turn. He's got the big ladybug in the sky. He's got Megan trying to do mind powers, and they're not doing mind powers. Currently standing still, very scary, big Isabel, and then you shooting at him. The other bandit is like, "Sorry, boss," and then dashes off as well, leaving the big boss there. Evelyn, what would you like to do? It's very noisy still. Just ladybugs everywhere.
We need to wave it about.
Am I still doing that? Can I not just stop?
Yeah, of course you can. I just have to
Tell them to stop!
Okay, you know what? In that case, I'll say, okay, this is enough of this then, and I'm going to, like, clap my fingers. Clap my hands. Clap my hands, like, I'm a noble, but I'm not really. I'm just a lowly.
Okay. That's such a complex, I love it.
And Pearl also knows, like, I give Pearl a little kick to, like, land us.
She whinnies, yeah.
Oh yeah, you've been in the air this whole time.
And I just say, so what do you think your father will have to say about this little escapade? And I'm just staring down.
Wow.
Alright, roll a d20 plus village politics, please.
Please. 11 plus 3 is 14.
Oh my god, thank mother lord.
With the sudden silence, and obviously this huge ladybug, it is quite an impressive sight. And then you say, "What do you think you're doing?" Almost like snake-like impression. You can see the bottom lip quiver a little bit.
I'm definitely pissing myself already. Just like,
That's my move. I'm basically, like,
Neutralised.
I've like, jumped off Pearl, and I've taken sort of, like, a smug step towards him. So I've squared up,
Yeah.
but I'm just
Almost joined
waiting.
what you were doing before, like squaring up, like as a united front.
okay.
Put it this way, he didn't expect this to happen. Large ladybird or no, so... Megan, what would you like to do?
Okay. I'm not sure I even need to use magic here, but I'm at this point. I'm just going to be like,
Would also have been a +1 to your roll. Thanks to
how long does that stay?
for their next check.
I'm just going to be like, you don't need to fight us, but you've hurt my friend. Do you have any medicine or anything on you so I can help them?
Yeah, d20 +1. Thanks to Grace's help.
12.
12. He goes, and then sort of goes and brings out like potions and stuff like that. But actually, just make another d20 roll for me.
13.
Actually, thinking about it, yeah, it took a swipe, but you don't think that's what's ailing her. She seems to be having some sort of weird moment, and you think the best thing really for her is just to slap her and get her out of it. Then, bring her back to reality. Grace, what would you like to do to end this little scene we've got going on?
So I give it the little slap. Well, actually, it has to be a big slap because... yeah.
Bounce off my ass.
So
It literally feels like a flick.
And it's just like, oh, sorry, was there a feather dusting my cheek or something like that? I'm like, yeah, it was me, welcome back.
To do that, you still need to roll a d20 though.
Oh, do I?
Yes, because it's an action to bring someone back in.
Okay, well,
Well, I'll say for the sake of it, because you did quite well on the last one, it is a +1 to that roll as
oh,
well.
thank you.
Snap it.
18.
18, 19. So yeah, you
Welcome home!
sort of a backhand goes across you. There's almost like a crack, like thunder to you guys, but like almost as if a ladybird had landed. And you're just like, wow, and you are suddenly back. All the bandits have gone. And you just see this other bandit, the huge bandit in front of you, quiver slightly, without support and without any means of backup. The big bandit is like, look, sorry, I took you for normal adventurers, but clearly you were more than that. And he pulls out like a money bag and the potion as well. And he's like, look, just take it. Look, just please don't tell Dad. I can't have him. Please. He doesn't know I do this on my days off.
I genuinely try not to laugh again, like tears gather in my eye. Like,
You broke parlay.
Okay, so
I'm so sorry.
does Izzy know that we?
So Evelyn just takes a small pocketbook out of her jacket and just says, I've made a note of this for any future issues, and then snaps it shut and puts it back in her pocket.
Okay. I'll go. And he dashes off into the wheat.
And I call out to him, say hello to your father for me. Excellent monkfish on Saturday.
Now that you're all again quiet, just one big ladybug. The other ladybugs have dispersed.
Oh god.
We are a mile in the opposite direction.
We've literally gone nowhere.
Negative mileage.
All of you make a d20 check for me.
That's a 1!
6.
Oh, no, I
Back.
just... It's 8, but I accidentally just pushed it to 20.
I wouldn't say you're not like 6 miles out. You only went like 200 feet or something.
There's a few steps, but we're so dramatic.
What do you guys like to do? We've defeated my bandit puzzle.
Yes!
Bandit puzzle. Evelyn gives Pearl a little pat and just checks to see that she's okay. Maybe like breathes on the pearls and like gives them a little buff to make sure that she's still looking fresh.
She makes the international sign for I'm cool, blood.
Can you just show me what that is? So I don't...
She gets one of her little antennae and just scrapes one of her shoulders.
She's so gangster.
And then she makes the international sign going, Sandpoint, we go.
Yeah.
Okay. And we all know.
And she says, you call bigger cousins for friends.
How should you communicate? I go.
It's like almost, yeah. It's like antennae, like sign language that you can understand. I'll give you that. Yeah.
I just nod, like, yeah. Like Pearl and I's relationship doesn't really require words, so
Do we understand what she said?
I like the idea that the antennae is going and your eyebrows are going.
Oh my god.
So I sort of like shrug, like, do I have to? Like, I like to be the only one flying.
And she, again, international has signal for friends. We all are teamwork important.
Oh, I like Pal.
Great gal.
That was great.
I sigh, nod, and try and summon some ladybirds with like a look at Pearl, like, remember what fucking happened the last time I tried to do this?
She says, combat, stress, understandable.
I hope she helps me.
So it's going to be a simple task. So with your nature, if you fail it, I will let you to re-roll it and then take the result.
Oh, okay, it was 17, so it's fine.
Fine. Yeah, you've got time. You sort of make different calls and hootings and all sorts of it. And from the sky comes down a whole multitude of different coloured ladybirds. Obviously, there's only one Pearl, but there's 3 other big ladybirds. And you guys, again, have flashes back going, oh yeah, we've flown into battle with these things before. It looked fucking majestic and frightening at the same time. So you have 4 massive ladybugs.
Yes.
So would you guys like to go to Sandpoint?
Can I name my ladybird?
Yeah.
What do you call it?
Cyril.
Cyril and Pearl.
Oh,
I would like Pearl to be significantly larger than
I was
these
going to ask if she's
Oh, she's the biggest.
Good.
classic.
Classic.
Cyril for reference.
Yeah, no, I'm spelling it. Interesting thing about Cyril
Yes.
is that he's a very beautiful blue colour.
Ooh.
Compared to sort of the reds and the greens and the oranges that you see in normal. It's very unique to see a blue.
Yes, it is.
I bet it's very cold to sit on.
Oh, sorry.
Freezing. Absolutely
But I've got a really
I
good
like it
blanket, so I
freezing.
can just like make a little cushion for the tush.
Sure, you're used to this by this point. Like, Cyril, cold as my heart.
Yay.
Let's conjure up more beasts that you can ride.
Well, no,
Smile.
I feel like this is not my vibe at all. So,
Cyril, like the ladybirds?
No.
Or this?
I mean-
or going to Scene B?
no. So, I look at the ladybird and I'm like, hey pal. But then I want to do
Is that
my
the- is that the
own
name?
whistle.
Okay.
No, I'm just like, hey, nice to see you, because I know the ladybird's at Evelyn's thing, but I want to do my own whistle.
Okay.
Because I want my own thing.
To be fair, Ice over there might need 2 ladybirds. So I'm also going to do
Yeah,
nature
magic.
one.
Yeah.
It's a 1! Are you actually joking?
Just
Okay, well I clearly do the whistle, it doesn't work, but I don't go
You
on
just go-
ladybird.
Just close your mouth.
Yeah.
And I literally just go, for fuck's sake,
And I
again.
Saddler Megan.
And I just start walking off again.
In the right direction or the...
I think by this point I've resigned myself to the fact that I wouldn't want you guys to go alone, but I'm
course.
fucking furious
Yeah, of
about
course, I
it.
understand, yeah.
So I storm off in the direction of where we're supposed to go, and I'm not getting on that ladybird.
The ladybird follows you.
That's fine. We can be friends. Like,
His name.
don't name my ladybird.
You did
wanted
try
it
and
to
call
be-
for another steed, so...
I do have another steed, and he may come into it later.
Okay.
But this ladybird can be called Rocco.
I mean, I'm also looking at the ladybird being like, I am a mighty warrior. I can't really be riding around on a ladybird.
Their exoskeletons are very, very
They're
strong.
quite big.
And I think that you would look fetching.
I disagree and try to summon another.
Do you have
being.
nature?
I don't. So why would I do that?
So I tell you this interesting thing about Rocco. Also good at running. All your ladybugs are good at running, by the way.
Yes.
Pearl, Cyril, and Rocco. Nothing so special about the colour or the size or the shape, but seems to have lots of like rope attached to his legs. And when plodding along after him, you can see as he's going along, he's starting to tie and untie various different knots.
Oh, thank God, I literally thought you were going down like an escaped circus animal route then.
Oh, no.
My heart was about to break.
The power he gets is knot tying.
Oh!
Also good at archery. Who knows when that will come into play?
I mean,
So, you're all, in some way, going towards Sandpoint.
Yes.
Hurrah! Excellent. So, you guys make your way over several hours to Sandpoint. There's a big sign, maybe about half a mile outside the village, and it says Sandpoint. And then underneath it says, the most cursed place on high earth. Population 1,000. It is quite a small place, but it is bustling with people, with animals. I'd say it's just after the day, you'd suspect, and there's a village market and all that sort of thing going on. What would you guys like to do?
I would like to just ask a passing stranger, excuse me, where's the best place to park your ladybird?
So a young boy you managed to collar. I'm guessing you said that from the top of your ladybird you don't get down. Cool! A giant ladybird! And then he sort of clocks you and then clocks the rest of you, goes, and he dashes off, not answering your question. I forgot about the giant ladybirds. As you proceed into the village, people start to turn and look at you, and there's whispers. And actually, all of you, can you roll a d20 for me, please?
Oh, we're all on giant ladybirds.
You are, well, you're walking with them. 14, 2,
15.
15.
it's.
That's not a
Six.
number.
I know. It's just my
So, Megan, Evelyn, you probably from your height as well, but Megan, you are more in tune with people again, and maybe your mind magic and stuff like that. You sense that people are sort of going, those were the benches that they stopped the bandits. They stopped the fishmonger gang. Oh, you know, and they're sort of like whispering and sort of talking here. And as you sort of proceed, presumably towards the centre of the village, there's sort of a square there. And there looks to be a couple of what look like village elders, and they raise their hand to you and indicate for you guys to come join them at the foot of the council village town hall? Village hall, there we go.
Would I class these people as elders / noble people?
Just roll a straight d20 for me. See what you get.
18.
They don't look like nobles, and the sort of feel from Sandpoint, and actually thinking back to your lore and stuff, Sandpoint isn't a noble village. It is more common folk, it's one of the, I'd say on the way, like a trade route goes past it, so people stop up and stuff. And these people, they look sort of down to earth, and they look sort of friendly and opening to all of you.
Okay, I shan't be too hoity-toity with them. Yeah, I shrug and jump off Pearl and join them.
Okay, Pearl sort of shakes a little bit. Not that you're heavy or anything, but she just shakes after a long time of flying with you. Cool. What are you guys doing?
Okay, at this point, as we approach the elders, I've been like, and I smell the farmer's market and like anime style, like start floating away towards the food, like drooling, like I need the goodness. So I've just like flitted off, like chasing the smells of the food, and that's where I'm currently at.
Cool, good to know. It's fine.
I mean, I'm interested in what the elders have to say, so I do just stick around a little bit. My eye is caught by a blacksmith on the left of me.
Yeah. The blacksmith sign, you can see the sort of the anvil and sort of the hammer goes from the sign that looked like a blacksmith's workshop. So instantly your eyes are drawn, and you can hear the sounds of hammering, the smell of the furnace and stuff like that. Grace, what would you be doing at this point in time?
I am also keen to hear about the elders, because I feel like they look pretty legit.
Yes.
But I notice a tavern. I know it's around lunchtime, but I feel like, I don't know, clouds have started to descend, so it is a little bit chilly. And I'm like, oh, there'll be an open fire in there, that'll be nice. I can see that there's a card game of sorts going on, and I'm kind of intrigued and start kind of moseying, but not still one ear in the elders' conversation, but I'm
like the tavern itself is close by, and there are actually tables outside, and you can see people starting to just... No, I'm just thinking, like, you could hear, like, cheers, like, oh, and you can see someone maybe doing one of those knife games, and people doing cards, and someone, but off in their own little world. And yeah, this whole village as well, it's not particularly stretched out in any way or too big, and things aren't going. So, like, the food stalls that Megan's looking to and stuff like that, the smells of, like, the local market, everyone can sense this as well. This village elder, very sort of tall woman with sort of, like, long flowing hair, is like, we have heard word of you, you adventurers. Thank you for dealing with the fishmonger gang.
Classic.
We would be honoured if you would be our guests this evening. Our councilman would be very happy to put you up for this evening and feed you and look after your steeds.
Yeah.
Pointing to the large ladybugs.
There's a pause before she says
yes, she's just like...
And Evelyn's like looking at her expectantly like, yes.
She says, pray tell, what is it that we come to Sandpoint for? We don't often get visitors such as yourselves to our lovely village.
I cast a glance either side of me to Grace and Issie to sort of just be like, probably shouldn't really disclose what we're here for. So I just do like a slight sort of shake my head and I go, oh, it's been a long time since we visited Sandpoint, and, you know, bumping into the old fishmonger gang on our sightseeing travels that we were doing for no particular reason. Thought I'd stop by and say hello, maybe get myself some place and gruel for dinner or whatever one eats around here.
Okay. A D20 roll. And would you be using your village politics in this, or are you just doing a straight roll for me?
You know,
I don't know. I'm curious.
I think she's just saying it. Like,
alright, so a D20. Fine.
It's not got any strings to pull at the moment, so 18.
No.
Yes.
The councilwoman looks back a bit. Oh, and she sort of looks around at you all, like, oh, the three of you that are there. Are you not the old ones coming to defeat the demon for us?
Shit.
It's just that we've been sending out
Email threads.
no, what are they called?
Distress signals?
No.
Flares.
No.
Semaphores?
No.
Smoke signals?
Ladybirds.
No.
Flags.
Shit.
Mind waves.
Round robins.
Druids.
Oh.
But it's sending out, druids and magi to try and contact and bring forth forgivers. We, as you might have seen the sign, this apparently is the most cursed place on earth because of our little infestation. But we heard of this prophecy to bring this old one to us to defeat or remove our little problem, and we hoped it would be you guys, but clearly we were wrong.
Ellen just says under her breath, "That's skank, you bitch." And then she's like, "Okay, fine, you got us. I didn't really want to broadcast it because we're obviously heroes, but we did come to get rid of that little problem for you and to stop her pronouncing my name wrong. But mostly to help you guys." And then she does like a smarmy little smile and a nod.
Fiona in real life goes, gross. Megan, you are drawn to almost a cacophony of food smells and different dishes. You see spices, you see fruits and stuff that, again, things slowly come back to you about, the different kinds of stuff, but there's stuff in here you've never seen before. Mm-hmm. I want to know, what is the sort of first thing you would go towards? Like the smell, would it be, I'm guessing it would be something quite hot, but is there any particular food types that you would think you would go towards at all?
So I float towards just the most standard, delicious chicken. Go up to the man, I'm like, "I'd like one of those legs," and give him the money that we stole from the fishmonger's son. Or, one from the fishmonger's son. Hand over the money and start munching on that chicken leg. But then I'm assuming I'm not too far away from everyone.
No, you can hear sort of the commotion, sorry, the sort of the various talk, and you're sort of like, ooh. And I'd say, the merchant sort of looks at the coins and is like, "Oh, well, you can have more than the leg if you want, madam. We've got a whole range of foods and is happy to supply you with things should you wish."
Okay, I say, "The leg is all I need, and don't call me madam." Give him a wink and walk away. And then
he's like, "Your change?"
And I'm like, "Keep it, buy yourself something nice."
Oh, wow.
And then head back towards the elders, and I feel like at this point I hear them say, "We'd love you to stay with us." And I'm like, "Sounds great!" And then the whole of the rest of the thing happens.
As you're eating on this thing. And actually, you look at it now, it's not really a chicken leg, it's clearly something much bigger. It tastes like chicken.
The ladybird is in!
A small flashback when you go, "We might need to eat Pearl." But then it clearly didn't happen, it's fine.
No.
Isabel, what would you like to do in this scene? So you can see them sort of talking and you see...
Yeah, so I'm just eating it.
Yeah.
Just understand my leg like.
Is there something you want to gain out of this scene? Obviously, you're listening in to them talk about this prophecy, little bits about the demon, but you don't hear that much.
I want to learn more about Emig. And what happened to give him this being such a reputation.
Okay, roll straight d20 for me.
17.
And they say, "Oh, well, Emag, he just appeared one day to the village and slowly but surely people started going missing. At first it was just memories. It's simple things like we'd forget to lock the doors at night, or we'd forget to pick up our children from the local Sunday school.
Quite a big thing, really, isn't it?
But little things, like little memories and stuff like that, like odd jobs you get to do.
Look after your children.
Sort of, yes. But then bigger things started happening, like forgetting someone's birthday, forgetting to the point where you'd forget to feed yourself. We would just find various people in their houses not moving, I was almost a shell of their former selves, forgetting various memories, forgetting various things they have to do. It is unfortunate, but it only happened in rare cases, and we attribute it to this demon. But and she sort of turns away a little bit. My own family, unfortunately, has been affected by this. My daughter, but we've sent her for help. We've sent for the prophecy, and we know it is attached to the demon in some way. The image, we figure it feeds on people's dreams and their hopes, and we think it comes in the night. You've all heard of demons, right? And you know, and all of you, if you could make a D20 roll, Evelyn and Isabel, if you can do with law.
That's it. 20.
20, hey. 14. 20, nice.
11.
Fine, everyone gets it. Ooh. She takes you into sort of the village hall and sits you down at her office with a few other council members, and they go through and explain what they believe they know of demons. And it sort of comes back to you as well that demons do make pacts, and they try to manipulate those people. You know, it's sort of it's like the monkey's paw. You wish for something, but you get what you want, but not at a cost. And they believe the reason that people are losing their memories is because the price they pay is a memory of some sort to get what they want. And the reason for this is like the town itself, the village, whilst it looks small, it is quite successful. And as you've been going through and you notice like buildings seem brighter, the food, the quality is really nice and stuff, but then at what cost? And she said, we hope defeating this demon, we'll be able to return these memories or be able to help our people in some way.
Can I ask a question?
Of course.
And I'm going to ask this to the elder. But does that mean people have willfully been making this pact with the demon? People have been actually trading their memories and dreams for something in return on an individual basis?
We think it preys on the vulnerable. We think Nemagus, it tries to pick on people, small children, elderly, people who have been ill, people who are desperate. We think it picks on them.
Okay, I get a bit flustered here, and I'm like, but have you not informed the people that the consequences, like, obviously people can be vulnerable, but you can teach a child not to make a pact with a demon?
It comes in many forms. We feel like it comes in forms of dreams, so people don't realise or forget in some way. Maybe even making a pact to forget this thing ever happened. We don't know how many people it has affected. Some it is very extreme, severe cases, some not so much. I couldn't tell you if I've forgotten anything myself. The only thing that we know is important is that you don't give it your name.
In a slightly haughty way, I'm like, do you feel like you've done everything you can to minimise the situation? Because it sounds like you do not have this under control.
We don't.
They don't.
No, they fucking should!
We've sent so many people away. Like, you can see it is a busy day today. It is market day.
Tis market day!
Sorry.
I still have my leg, I'm sorry.
I've ruined the immersion. I'm so sorry.
Great.
It is market day. We are on the way to a bigger trading town. People come, people stay overnight. It only takes an evening. We've tried spells, we have tried warnings and stuff, but unless you know how to defend yourselves in dreams, I'm sorry. I may not be able to answer your questions, but I know you. If the prophecy is true, you have powers. We do not. We are just simple folk.
So you don't know what the prophecy tells that what we will do?
We've only had fragments of it, but it promised that the old ones would be able to defeat this Imagus. Yeah.
You've no further insight to offer.
I look totally unimpressed throughout this whole exchange because I'm just like, of course it's a fucking prophecy, like muttering under my breath.
Evelyn wants to know if anybody has encountered this demon and lived to tell the tale or knows of its weaknesses.
We've sent people after it. Some of our best men and women. They've not returned. In the beginning, this was many years ago now, we sent our finest warriors, and then people, we asked around local villages, the towns, they would send adventurers, but it was hopeless in a way, but we're trying everything.
As you say this, I roll my eyes because I'm a little bitch.
And then I'm like, everything. Like, everything. Are you sure everything? And Megan's like, just puts her hand on my shoulder, like, don't even bother.
Isabel, is there anything you want to ask, or are you just listening?
I am just listening at the stage, however... no, don't worry, I'm just listening.
Okay, that's fine. I'm afraid we only know it is just the old ones. We don't know if there's a special weapon or anything like that, but ask around the village. There may be some people that can help you.
We better get cracking then, guys. Let's head to that good-looking tavern that I spotted earlier.
Yes, feel free. Obviously, you've seen the market. There's the local blacksmith. There's the general store. Tavern, obviously, more than welcome. We would ask, please don't start any fights or anything. Just, we've got a lot on our plate as it is. We'd appreciate if you are who you say you are. That I'm sure that yes. And she sort of is a bit flustered, and she's but one thing we do know from some reports that have been sent back to us before communication is lost. We know that this tomb where the creature is in, it is almost maze-like, and finding it is oneself a task, but to navigate it, we've heard bits and pieces, but no one has ever come back to tell us.
Has anybody ever tried flying over the maze with some sort of
Giant
abnormally large insect by any chance?
You are literally the best character in this.
Councilwoman gives a moment and goes, you know what? No. No. Mostly because all of our animals and steeds don't fly.
Yeah, she goes,
Such a shame.
yeah, it's quite a shame then, isn't it? And she sort of like gives Pearl a nod, and Pearl nods back like,
Is Pearl come into the village hall with you?
I'm like, for fuck's sake, get out of here.
I think she's always in sight. Like, I can always, like...
I like so that you opened a window and she's sort of in like a horse's head, sort of like, but a huge, massive, like, oh god, it's not horrifying.
I can throw her a little, like, dried aphid treat that I just keep on my person, and she grabs it like a dog.
Yeah, but she does that, but then her sort of,
And I sort of, like, give a little giggle, like, no.
But you're the only one.
At this point, I put down the leg I'm eating and I'm like,
yeah, it is fucking disgusting.
and I just drop into the floor.
Anyway, Grace, you mentioned something about a tavern, and I just stalk off.
Yeah, guys, don't mind me.
Yeah, everyone definitely stalks towards the old tav.
So is everyone...
Grace joins.
I'm going to linger behind because I want to ask the woman something.
As you guys go off to tavern, we'll do one last thing, so...
Yeah, so I wait behind with the elder woman, and I'm like, I suddenly get very serious. And I'm like, I'm not trying to be insensitive, but is your daughter still alive?
Roll a d20 for me. And actually, are you doing any talents or anything like that, or...?
I don't want to. If I'm asking about someone's afflicted child,
the only reason I ask is that are you trying to manipulate? I'm thinking of the not mind magic, but I'm thinking of the emotional magic. Perhaps.
I can give it a go.
It's more me suggesting. I
want it to be sincere though. As soon as I use magic, I'm not being sincere.
That's true.
Okay, I want to be sincere.
So straight then.
That's an 18.
Yes,
18.
very sincere 18.
She sort of pauses as she's at the door. Obviously, you guys all trundle out. Fucking ladybird comes after you. The councilwoman says, it is a delicate subject, but she disappeared last week. One morning I woke up and her bed had not been slept in and she was gone. And I've sent search parties looking out for her, but obviously my duty is here and I have yet to find her. My fear is she was talking about, and she sort of puts her head in her hands and she sort of goes, she was having dreams of the tomb and it calling to her. My fear is that she's gone in and will never come out.
I put my hand on her shoulder and say, I'm truly sorry, but can you tell me, did she keep a diary or anything that could give us a hint as to the sort of what she was experiencing?
She may have. She's a young girl, like, always keeping secrets from even me. It's the last thing I said to her was in anger. I told her to stop. She was babbling about this tomb, this imag. I told her to stop, and in the morning I would be sending her to stay with her grandparents, away from this place, just to keep her safe.
2 things. Would you mind me checking her room? And secondly, we're going to try our best to find your daughter and bring her home to you.
We'll end it there.
Yeah.
Will our party be able to stop the demon from terrorising the small sleepy village of Sandpoint? Will they be able to retrieve their lost memories of their former lives? And once all this is over, would they want to go back home? Find out next time on What Am I Rolling? The What Am I Rolling podcast was created, recorded and edited by me, Fiona Howat. This episode's players were Evelyn Goodall, Megan Roderick, Issie Fenlon and Grace Potter. This episode's RPG was In Name Only, created by Doug Levandowski, Jack Rosetree and Alison Cardinale. You can find out more information about In Name Only and download a free copy of the rules on the In Name Only Kickstarter. You can also buy the full version of In Name Only from the P&P Arcade website. That's www.pnparcade.com. The theme music was 8-Bit March by Twin Musicon of twinmusicon.org, licensed under a Creative Commons 4.0 license. If you want to find out more about the podcast, check out the website. That's www.wairpodcast.com. Fancy getting in touch? Email the podcast at whatamirollingpodcast@gmail.com. Finally, follow the podcast on Twitter and Instagram at WAIR_podcast for the latest news on upcoming episodes. And remember, adventurers need not apply.